Was it worth it? I recently did a video called 16 expensive fragrances that I think are worth it, and that gave me the idea to take a look back in the reflection and see which fragrances I might think are not worth it anymore. I also said in that video that it is pretty simple. If you like it enough, if you want it enough, it's gonna be fucking worth it. But if you're like me, a true frag head, and you get a new fragrance in, you turn into a little kid. That gets a new toy. It's your best toy. It's your favorite toy. And matter of fact, you're prepared to say it is your best fucking toy ever. So today we're gonna take a look at what happens when the toy isn't new anymore. I've done some reviews where I really loved the fragrance. I really kind of hyped the fragrance, but I still was so in love with it. And we never go back, looking back at what do I think about that fragrance today. We don't say that often, we don't speak about it often, at least on this side of the camera. Some people might do, but I've never done it, so I start doing that today. I want you to remember that these opinions are my own, very subjective opinions. You might not like them, you might not agree with me, but that is okay. I'm not gonna sugarcoat stuff, I'm not gonna smooth things over, I'm not gonna maybe be political correct, I don't know. But these are my opinions. It was actually quite fun doing that video because I rediscovered one fragrance that I not had forgotten about, but I didn't use anymore. So let's dive into it. And the fragrance that I did rediscover was Parfums de Marly's Kalan. When I got it, it's love or hate with this fragrance. There's nothing in between. Because when I first tried this one, I thought, what is it with it? But then I tried it a couple of more times and I started to like it and I started to love it, so I ended up buying it. But wearing it sometimes I forget about it, it stood way back in the cabinet. So when I did this video, looking back in my cabinet, I found this one, tried it, and I thought, why the fuck am I not wearing this one anymore? Now it was included in my latest video as well, and it's going to be included in my next upcoming video as well. Macho man fragrances, manly man scents, call it whatever you want, but Parfums de Marly's Kalan is something that I still would buy if I didn't have it today. The fragrance that really urged me to do this video today is Parfums de Marly's Layton. I recently saw a question in a Facebook group asking, is Parfums de Marly's Layton worth getting? And there you're asking other people's opinion. Make up your own opinion. If you like it enough, if you want it enough, it's gonna be worth your fucking dollars. Just that simple. And in the comment section I also saw people, well, if you're under 30 you can wear it, if you're around 25 you can wear it. It's not a question about age, it's a question about personality. Now I say there are old man fragrances, I'm gonna do that today, matter of fact, but it is an age thing. You can be a young man with an old soul, you can be an old man with a young soul. I'm fucking 45, but in my head I'm still 20. I never get past 20. So for me, Parfums de Marly's Layton is a fragrance I will always have in my collection. Now we can finally start talking about the fragrances that I no longer think is worth the dollars. And the first one out is Initio Oud for Greatness. I don't know if you can see that, but if you look a little bit closer on the top here, you might see that it has been leaking. Now the price for this, retail price for this, is around $280. And with a bottle leaking, that is so poor quality. And the worst thing is that I've been looking around and I've seen other people having the same problems with Oud for Greatness, with side effect and all the others from Initio. And being as a company, being aware about the situation and don't do anything about it, that is poor fucking business. And that's not the only reason I don't think Initio's Oud for Greatness is worth it today anymore. Because when I got it, I was in love with it. I really loved the fragrance. I still kind of like the DNA, but with the arrival of Parfums de Marly's Haltane, it is just a better option for me. Now you might think, is this a fucking commercial for Parfums de Marly? No, it's not. But those fragrances that I've been mentioning with Haltane and Xerjoff and Oajan as well, those are my favorite fragrances from Parfums de Marly. But for now, Initio Oud for Greatness is not worth it. And when we now mentioned Oajan, the House of Oud Dates the Light is a beautiful fragrance. When I tried it, I just knew the by the first sniff, I want this fragrance, I need this fragrance. But then coming home, realizing that it was pretty close to Oajan, but with a crap performance compared to Oajan. So the House of Oud Dates Light is a no-no for me. Let's move on to one of the most popular fragrances from Xerjoff Naxos. Now, already when it costed $200 retail, I thought it was a bit over the top. Now they raised the price to $260 and I say no way. Why? Because you have better alternatives. There are, if you follow me, you'd probably know which brand I'm talking of, but there are some clone houses that have done very good interpretations of this juice for over half the price now. It used to be half the price, but no, it's over half the price. So I can't say that I would pick this one up again today when I know what I know. So Xerjoff Naxos ain't worth it anymore. Next up we have the brand Roja, and in particular Roja Enigma. A fragrance I wouldn't buy today anymore. When I bought it, I was over the moon. I was so in love with the scent. I still really love it, but as you can see, oh, that kind of fucking Coca-Cola opening. Woo. As you can see, I haven't put that much of a dent in it. And when you pay $500 for a fragrance, you want to be using it a lot. So if I love the scent, if I love the Coca-Cola opening, what is holding me back? Well, my wife. My wife says that this smells like horse shit to her, or a horse stable. And I kind of get it if you look past that Coca-Cola. If you don't pick up on that particular note in here, you can get that vibe. So the reason I don't wear it is mostly because I'm always around my wife and my wife doesn't enjoy this scent. However, there are some other things to question here. $500 for a fragrance. Is that really justified? Is that really the juice? If you just focus on the juice because you pay a lot for the brand, you pay a lot for the bottle, but is the juice, is the notes used, the ingredients really of that high quality that it really can justify the price tag of $500? In my opinion, no. Although it has a great performance, great longevity. But I just feel I wouldn't buy it today, knowing what I know. A couple of other Roja fragrances that I've owned but sold, so if I don't own them anymore, I can say that they were not worth it. One is Initio Oud. Well, same thing, when I got it, over the moon. It was my favorite toy, my best fragrance ever. But after a while, I just felt, who wants to go around on the town smelling like a fucking French croissant? Another fragrance from Roja was Fetish. Yet again, when I got it, I felt this has such a raw sex appeal. Was pretty good. And I still enjoy the scent today, but yet again, that raw sex appeal, when can I wear it? When I don't need to wear it for my wife's sake, because she already thinks I'm the hottest man on this earth. At least I hope so. Anyway, I just felt I didn't find any time or room to use it, so it just stood on the shelf, and in the end I ended up selling that one as well, but I got a good deal for it, so it's not a regret, but I wouldn't buy it today if I know what I know. Next up we have a designer fragrance that has done so much for the fragrance community. La Nuit de l'Homme from Oajan. I don't think it's worth it today because of the performance issues, but go and check out Bleu Electrique from Oajan instead, from the La Nuit L'Homme line. Has a better performance, a better longevity, so that would be my suggestion. I know it says it's been discontinued, but I think it's pretty easy to find around here in Sweden at least. So go check out Oajan La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. That's the name, fucking long name. Now we're talking about some high quality shit. Profumum Roma Aqua di Gio. I mean, they have the best quality of fragrances. I can't honestly come up with another brand I smell that has that quality on their fragrances. But I don't think it's worth it. No, they're not that expensive either. I believe $260 for 100 ml, something like that, 300 maybe, I don't know anymore. But one spray of this juice and it will follow you around whole day. I know that might be the factor for some people to buy it. I used to own Xerjoff, a chocolate bomb, But same there, one spray and I was smelling chocolate all day long. I couldn't get away from it. Here, you smell like salty water all day long from just one spray. And it follows me and it makes me not use the fragrances, makes me to go tired of the fragrances even. So for that reason, I don't think they are worth it. But what I just say might be a factor for so many other people to actually go and buy these fragrances from Profumum Roma. To all the Guerlain fans out there, I'm sorry, but Habit Rouge, no fucking way. This is the eau de parfum. Doesn't perform at all, like 4 hours, but a skin scent after 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I need really to dip my nose in it to be able to detect it. But that's not the only thing. I was talking about old man fragrances before. Well, when I spray this one on, as I said, I'm 45, feel like 20 in my head. But when I spray this one on, I feel like I'm 60, 65 years old. I feel, oh, I even get a fucking back pain when I wear this one. So no way, never ever again, Kalan, Habit Rouge, eau de parfum. I'm keeping it as a reminder for myself to really try out fragrances before you buy them. Next out, we do have Maison Xerjoff Petit Matin. Don't know if I pronounced that right, don't care, you know what I mean. $170 for a energetic, uplifting fragrance, but with a poor performance. Again, a reminder to myself to always try out fragrances probably before I spend the dollars. This one I bought in Stockholm. Me and my wife were there on a weekend. I walked around, tried this one, walked around for 2 hours. I still felt I can still detect it pretty easy. So I went back to the shop, bought it, going back to the hotel room. 2 hours later, it was gone. So for $170, it does need to last more than 4 hours on me, even though it is a citrus forward fragrance. I mean, this is about the same performance as Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, but completely different sense. I'm not comparing that, but they're citrus forward. You can't ask that much. But then you have Xerjoff Torino 21 that lasts and lasts and lasts. You have Light Blue Forever that lasts and lasts and lasts. So there are fragrances out there that are citrus forward that do perform well. This one didn't do it, and for that reason I think it's not worth my dollars anymore. Next up we have Acqua du Gio Eau de Parfum. A fragrance, when it came, my first initial thought, well, this was a fucking pointless release. But then I tried it a couple of more times and I got around to it. I got, yeah, maybe it has its place in this lineup from Acqua du Gio. Did a review, can't remember if it was a good review, it probably was, because I do enjoy the line from Acqua du Gio. However, I would say that this is the least good one in that lineup. And for that reason, it's not worth it. We do have Kilian Black Phantom. This is in the gray zone, because when I bought this, I really love it. I really love the scent. But when I bought it and came home, compared it, I have Cognac Café from Guerlain Parfums. It makes this one really redundant. For that reason, it's not worth it. However, Cognac Café from Guerlain Parfums isn't manufactured anymore. They're closing business. So if I don't have Cognac Café, I would still buy this one. But having Cognac Café, I don't think it's worth it. That was all for today, my friends. For you guys who stayed this long, a big thank you. For you guys who still think I'm a waste of space taking up air, what the fuck are you doing here? Piss off. The rest of you, I see you around. Macho, macho man. You wanna be a macho, macho man? Then you've come to the right place. Today we're gonna talk about fragrances that put some hair on your chest, that gives you some ball of steels, that makes you wiener go from wiener to a